Okay, so today the first thing we're going to do is learn how some basic Photoshop skills. The first most important thing that you need to learn is how to create a new document and then how to find other documents which are basically photographs or digital photographic information and copy and paste it into that document, okay? Thinking about the resolution size. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Photoshop, which is the blue icon at the bottom in your dock for Photoshop. We're going to open it up, and if you can't find it there, go into Launchpad and scroll through, find Adobe Photoshop, open it up. Then you're going to create a new document. By most other programs, you just go to File, New. When the parameters come up for the new document, I'd like you to change it from pixels to inches, and I'd like you to give it a width of 10, a height of 7.5, and a resolution of 200. You're going to leave the color mode at RGB color and the background contents at white. Okay, and then just click OK. All right, now we have a document open in Photoshop. Next, we're going to open up some other photographs that we're going to be working with in Photoshop. So to do this, you go to File, Open, and we're going to find some reference documents inside of the Teacher Station, 412 Teacher Station, in the Megan Share folder, in Graphics, and under Images. And there you'll find one that says Sky and one that says Desert. So to select both of them, you can click on Desert Sand, hold the Shift key down, and click on Sky, and then you can select both of them at the same time, and then click Open. Okay, so now you'll notice we have three different tabs open in Photoshop in our stage. So here we have our untitled document, which is our new document. We have Desert Sand, and we have Sky. All right, so this new document, right, we created, if I go to Image, Image Size, you can see, again, that the resolution is 200 and the width and the height are what we set. If I click on Desert Sand and I go to Image, Image Size, you'll see that the resolution is 72 pixels per inch and the width is a little bit larger. And if you go to Sky and you click Image, Image Size, you'll see that the resolution is 300, and again, the width is a little bit larger. Okay, so this is the highest resolution. Sky has the highest resolution, and the way this works is if I take something that has a very high resolution and I copy it into something that has a lower resolution, it expands. Okay, it gets larger in terms of the pixels per inch. Okay, in terms of how the pixels relate to that resolution, I should say. Okay, for the Desert Sand, because it's smaller, if I copied this document and I pasted it into this one, it would end up actually being smaller and not fitting into the entire window. Okay, so one thing we do when we're taking images and we're trying to get them into an existing image is we want to make sure the resolution is the same. So one way we can do it is, if I'm going to click on Desert Sand here, I'm going to click on this crop tool, which is over here on your toolbar. And notice up in the top, you'll have a width, a height, and a resolution. I'm going to set those to be 10, 7.5, and 200. Okay, so set your resolution for 10 inches, 7.5 inches, and a resolution of 200. Okay, then I'm going to click, hold, and drag with that crop tool on the inside of this image, and you'll see that this sort of like rectangle is in the proportions of that 10 by 7.5 ratio. So now I'm going to click on the sides, on the corners here, just drag out a little bit, trying to get as far as I can to the outside of this image as I can. But notice there's extra where it's black here and here, and that's okay. But I can click, hold, and shift over, being careful not to double click because that will set my crop image. Okay, I can also use my arrow keys on my keyboard to move this around if I'm worried about that, okay? But what you never want to do is have a crop that goes outside, and see how it's in this gray area here? That's not good. You want to make sure that wherever your crop window is, it's inside the existing image, trying to get as much or as little as you want. But in this case, because this resolution is smaller or less, I want to make sure that I get as much of the image as I can, okay? That way it won't get pixelated or look blurry when I paste it into my untitled document. Okay, so once I have my crop window how I want it, okay, I'm just going to double click, okay, to say, or I can click up here where it says commit current crop operation, just this little check mark up here, okay, and that selects it. So when I did this, notice it got zoomed out, okay, it got really big, or zoomed in, I should say. So you can go to View, Fit on Screen, or your hotkey is Command 0. Okay, so I can see the entire thing that I just cropped. I'm going to click on my Move tool. I always use the Move tool as a default. Make sure so I'm not accidentally cropping something or selecting something when I never want to. I always go back to the Move tool just as a resting point. Now I'm going to hit Command A to select all, or you can just go to Select All. Again, hotkey, Command A. Okay, and I'm going to copy. So edit, copy. Okay, or hotkey, Command C. Come back to my untitled document and edit, paste, or Command V. Okay. And notice what will happen is in your layers window, you'll see that a new layer got added on top of this background layer. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same thing over here with sky. All right, I've already got my crop tool set to these dimensions, so I can click, hold, and drag. Okay, and I can move this around, shift it, make it a little larger, kind of find the right part of the sky I want. I like those clouds. That's good. Make sure I'm not going outside of my crop area or my image area, and then I can check it to confirm that it's the right thing. And I can select all, right? Or Command A. I can copy it, edit, copy, okay, or Command C. And then I can come back over to my untitled document, Command V. Okay. All right. So notice when you pasted it, it pasted on top of layer 1. Okay. We're ultimately going to want to put this sky layer, because we're basically going to replace the sky in layer 1 with layer 2, but we're going to place it behind layer 1. So to do this, we click, hold, drag, until you see that dark line, okay? When you see the dark line behind, below the layer that you want to put it, then you let go. And now layer 1 is on top of layer 2. Okay, so that's how you can quickly add images from one area to another, okay? So that concludes this lesson.